So this is what everybody really looks like when they take their mask off after guns, beer, and therapy.
Oh my goodness.
Try to take a shower here, guys. Come on, get out of here. Close your eyes.
Howdy, Hillbilly Nation. This is American Hillbilly. Man, good to see y'all tonight on Saturday night. And a long weekend at that. Man, I'm so glad to see y'all here. I know, probably could have had the opportunity to go to the lake, cook out some hamburgers and hot dogs and all that. I hope you're doing that, spending time with family and friends. But, oh, man, good to see y'all here on this Labor Day weekend. My goodness. And first of all, I want to bring up this Bible verse right here. It says, dogs are real excited, about this. So it says, the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:7. And hang on a second. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're all excited. They really get excited when we start talking about the Lord. And so, yeah, I also heard say that, knowing everything and having answers, you think would bring you peace. But what really brings you peace is knowing the big guy, our Lord and Savior, because he already knows all those plans and all that stuff. And that's where you get your true peace. So, I hope you all have peace and just have a wonderful weekend. And man, we got a great show for you. We have a special guest tonight, and we got a great bunch of people back there in the green room. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and start bringing them out, and make sure also down below you'll see in the banner, you get your hashtag in, hashtag HBN145. They'll get you entered in the giveaway tonight. And so anyway, let's bring up Kentucky Rimfires and Hobbies first. Hey, Chad, how you doing this evening, buddy?
I'm doing great. I spent the day with lots of family. My mom and my dad and all of my dad's side of the family. We had family reunion and got to eat some of my mama's chicken and dumplings. So, oh yeah, I'm great day. Great day. Looking forward to tonight's show.
That sounds wonderful. Yeah, I cooked ribs today. Slow cooked them on the grill and everything. So, yeah, we also had a nice, little cookout. And man, chicken dumplings sounds wonderful. Well, glad to have you here, buddy. And
thanks for having me.
Up next, we have J Delta 22NC. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Good night. Good night. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me tonight. I had a good day. We went to the range this morning, and it was shooting from the tripod. Boy, that was tricky. So, yeah, we're getting ready for that challenge. But I had a great day today. Beautiful weather.
Awesome. Shooting at a tripod, you'll be ready to go hunting bighorn sheep up there in the mountains.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Awesome. Well, good to have you here, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
And up next, we got Hasbro from Hasbro's Hide. How you doing tonight, Hasbro?
Hey, Hillbilly. Hey, guys. Good to be with you all tonight. Had a long day, got a lot of work done, and spent a little time shooting some 22s. So not a bad day, but good to be with you all tonight. Looking forward to it. We have a great guest on tonight, too.
Oh, yes, we do. We do. No doubt about that.
Step away from them BB guns, you could shoot more 22s.
That's a true thing.
No, Bam and Dad, ever since I first started this, we started at 10 after 9. So, yep. But yeah, that's fashionably late. I like to get everybody get on here and like on the side chat and get to say howdy and visit and stuff, and then give everybody 10 minutes to get started, and because it's so fun to be around all these awesome people, no doubt about that. So thank you for being here, Hasbro. Appreciate you, buddy. And up next we have JH586. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me. How's everybody?
Doing good.
Finer than frogs here.
Man, sound like everybody ate well today. We had pizza and wings all day, and watched football. And,
yeah, that's not a bad day.
Yeah, my son was here, and that's always good. And, so yeah, man, I hope y'all's team won today. I know everybody can't win, but hey, Dwayne, 78-34. But this past week has been a lot better weather-wise around here, and I hope it has for y'all. It seemed like the humidity broke, the temperatures down probably 8 to 10 degrees, and I know it's false kind of fall feeling, but I know we're going to have more hot weather.
Bite your tongue, Jamie.
No, man.
I'm done with it.
Especially around here. I hope not, but yeah, But yeah, man, I'm excited about meeting our guest tonight, and thank you for having me again. And yeah, we should have some fun. Thank you.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna have a good time. That's just what we do. You get a bunch of good people together, you're gonna have a good time. And up next, I'd like to bring out Mark Thomas. How you doing, Mark?
Doing great. Doing real good. Had a good day. It's beautiful fall weather up here in Pennsylvania. Great to be here this evening. Looking forward to spend a little bit of time with Tennessee Goddess. So let's get it rolling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I have a good time. No doubt about that. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
You forgot to tell us what you ate.
Well, we
got a hamburger from McDonald's.
No, we stopped off a nice little noodling company. Had some Korean beef noodles.
Oh, yeah,
Had some
good.
home
Yeah.
for the wife. Yeah, good stuff.
Good. You're good.
Nice.
Dumplings.
Nice. And real quick, Ron 2A Matters threw out a $10 super chat, man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, buddy. And oh man, that's real nice of all of you to do that. That money goes right back into the giveaways. I know Jay Delta's done it several times. Thank you. And Ron, all of you, you're making somebody's day better because that money goes right back out to all of the community. So anyway, thank you so much. And we also have everybody's favorite gizzard and mine, Mr. Gizzard Gary. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Man, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Always.
Good to have you here.
Good to be here.
You'll get to see the granddaughter this weekend?
I did.
Awesome.
But I have to go the next 2 weeks without, so I had to get up there. They're going to be out of town, and then I'm going to be out of town too. So this had to be a good visit. It has to last for another 3 weeks before I see her again. So it's going to happen. So I've been blessed with being able to see her most weekends, but it isn't always going to happen. That's okay.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, and let's bring up our special guest tonight.
I know my camera's awkward.
Here, let me move you up here. Excuse me, Chad. I'm gonna put her up here.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. So, welcome, Tennessee Goddess. How you doing this evening?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
Oh man, so happy to have you on here. We've had we got to meet before a few times on a live show and had a great time, and so glad that you was able to come on here. And anyway, I got her link to her channel pinned at the top, so make sure you check her out, subscribe to her if you'd like. And anyway, tell us a little bit about like what you do with the 2A community and firearms and stuff like that. And I will be right back. I gotta go yell at some dogs.
They were happy to see me too. So while he's gone, I'll explain. I am a firearms instructor here in the great state of Tennessee. I've been a firearms instructor now for 7 years, I believe, almost 8. It'll be 8 in May. And I'm NRA certified as well as USCCA certified. And I teach women firearm safety, children firearm safety, and how to use firearms. And actually, my theme is when we go out on the range, we want to leave here with the same amount of holes we came in here with. So finger off the trigger, which is always hard for people to do, because when we were kids, what did we do? When we were playing with guns, we held our little gun, but finger was always on the trigger. So that's what I do. I've been involved with this ladies group for 9 years, I believe. And we were first the Well-Armed Woman, and then we decided just to go off and branch on our own. So we're like the 2A sisterhood. We have sometimes our meetings, we may have 2 people, and we may have 25 people. We have an annual pumpkin shoot every year. This will be our 8th pumpkin shoot this year. And I get super excited about that. We do fundraisers. We've gotten fundraisers for domestic violence. We've had fundraisers to buy vests for police dogs, and we donated them to the police department. That was kind of rough because we couldn't find police departments that would accept the donation. And it couldn't be in a town that any of us lived in. So the laws here in Tennessee is somewhat free, but somewhat convoluted as well. So but we were able to find those vests a home, and the company that donated them to us actually thought that was a great idea and donated 6 more. So we donated 12 different vests to 12 different police departments in Tennessee, which was great. And then we did a fundraiser for sick children at Vanderbilt University in the hospital there, and raised quite a bit of money there too. And we had people come from Alabama. I think we had some people from Indiana that came for our fundraisers. We had our first fundraiser we did. We had Hickok 45 come to start us off. And that was so much fun. I think everybody was more excited just to come and see him than us. So he's a big guy. I think I have a picture of me with him that I'm only 5'2" on a good day. And so I'm like just a little bit above his belt buckle. And he's come to a couple of our meetings before. We had him to come to one, and he was like, I don't know why y'all would want to meet with me. And we're like, why not? You know, he's a great guy. And then actually was an RSO at an event for the Tennessee Firearms Association, and had no idea that I was shooting with a 22 Plinkster.
Wow.
I had not discovered his channel at the time, so I had no idea who he was. And he was there, and he was just, and I was like, what about this one? And what about this one? I never had to call him down for not being safe. So that's good.
Yeah, him and Hickok are actually pretty good friends from what I understand.
They are. They
Yeah.
are. They frequent the same gun stores that I go to. There was actually a funny story that he had one of the guns that I was looking at, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to come back on Tuesday when the store's open. I'm going to buy this. And he got there an hour before me and bought the gun. I was like, really? And so he was just like, yeah. And I was like, I can't believe he bought it. And he was like, it was just I think it was like a zip gun or some sort. It was really odd looking. And I was like, what do I need it for? And I was like, just to add to the collection. Yeah. So he did do a video with it. So I was like, that's my gun.
I touched that gun. I was going to buy that.
Yeah, that is the joke in the local gun store. If I touch any firearm that they want to sell, somebody buys it. Whether I want it or not. So they were like, go in here and just touch everything. And when the 2011s came out, they had some that were pretty pricey, and I was like, I really like this gun. I really like it. I was like, I can't afford it, so I put it back and walk around, and then somebody comes over. I'm going to take this one. So they were like, you're a good luck charm. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they need to like pay you just to hang around and like touch all the guns and like look at them and like, let me think about it, and then somebody's going to come in and purchase it. Huh?
That's exactly what happens. But you know what? I'll accept free guns and free ammo. Just pay me in that. I'll be fine. So.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's great. And yeah, and actually, real quick story, Hickok is basically the only reason I found out that like all of YouTube, this 2A community and all this existed, over the years, I just used YouTube as a how-to, channel. If my dishwasher tore up or something, and I know I can fix it. I just need the part number and like where it's at or whatever. And so I Google it, and then it'd pop up YouTube channel, somebody fixing the dishwasher or whatever case might be. And then when I started which I've always had firearms, but I think about, purchasing maybe a certain pistol or rifle. I Google it. Hickok always popped up because the guys reviewed, I think, everything, dang there. And then one day he had Matt Carricker on there from Demo Ranch, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I went over and checked his channel out, and then I'm like, there's a whole community of fun people over here, not just only reviewing guns and stuff. And yeah, that's kind of what got me started, is actually watching Hickok stuff. So
well, I actually didn't know about Hickok, and I actually went on a date. It was a first date, and our first date was to a gun store.
There you go.
Yeah, and our date lasted for 10 hours. After the gun store was over, and closed, we sat and talked about guns for the next few hours. And I was like, okay. And then it was like, do you ever watch YouTube? And I'm like, no, not really. Well, Hickok 45. And I was like, I'll look him up. And I came home and looked him up, and I was like, okay, I'm going to spend all night long watching videos on firearms. And at the time I only had just one. And after that, it was like, oh, he said that was a good one. I should get that one too. But yeah, that was, I still watch his videos when I can catch them. Sometimes they don't notify as much as they used to. And sometimes he has those early morning, like 5 a.m. Notifications. So I'm like, okay.
That's awesome. And man, we're going to get to some get to even know you better and have some questions for you and everything.
Sure.
But I want to remind everybody again to type in their hashtag HBN145, and that'll get you entered in tonight's giveaway. And we want to call out the side chat because there's so many awesome people out there. And so, Jamie, would you mind calling out the side chat? And what should we have everybody type in, guys and girls? Any ideas?
TN.
TN for Tennessee.
Just not Rocky Top.
Right?
Well, man, TN. Type that in, and Jamie will call your names out here on the YouTubes. And, man, look at him go, Jamie. And he always appreciates me when I keep on talking, so you get way up there ahead of him. So
No problem, man. No worries. I have a mouse now.
Yeah. Used to my up arrow don't work. Quit talking.
Oh, yeah. J Delta 22NC was in first. He's on the panel and the side chat. Sam Folks put in NRA. That was a good one too. We should have done that one. Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies is in the panel and the side chats. Ron 2A Matters is out there. Gizzard Gary is also on the panel and the side chat. Living in Southwest Virginia, Mr. Bob Hasbro is also on the panel, but we're going to kick him off. Helping Man is out there. Harry M and KY, welcome. Alaska One Andy. Backdoor Trots. Hey, Boom. Tennessee Goddess is our special guest, so she is also on the panel. Justin Lowe is snoring. Kentucky Rimfire again. Dwayne 7834. Hey, buddy. Sam Folks again. Justin Lowe. Hey, Miss Kitty. Vanessa Kitty is out there. Dale Pogue. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy. There's my buddy Walter. What's up, man? And I think we're up to date for the moment.
Oh, righty. My goodness. Well, also, I always forget to do this most usually towards the end, and I want to go ahead and do this now. We got a couple videos real quick I'm going to play, and we're going to get right back to talking with Tennessee Goddess. So.
I am gravely disappointed. Once again, you have made me unleash my dogs of war.
Howdy, everybody. How y'all doing?
There has been too much violence, too much pain. But I have an honorable compromise. Just come join us. Saturday nights, 11 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Sunday metric. Just join us. And there will be an end to the horror. Just join us.
Me and Ames are very happy, so excited to partner up with Patriot Mobile. Not only does it save us money each month, we have better coverage. We also know that our money is going to a company that supports the same values that we do. Unlike the last cell phone company we were with, I was so excited to learn that Patriot Mobile supports the same Christian values that me and my wife Ames do. They support our Constitution, our First Amendment, our Second Amendment. They support our military, our first responders. Yeah, that includes our police, our firefighters, all of them. Not only that, they give discounts to our military and first responders. So happy to be partnered up with an American company. And if you'd like to use Patriot Mobile also, by using my link in the description down below, then you use code Hillbilly, you will get your first month for free. So do your homework like I did. Go over there and check out Patriot Mobile. I muted myself there. All right, guys. Make sure after the show tonight, you go check out DM Foss Overnight Mouse Party. It's always fun and great guy. Always a lot of fun. So make sure you check that out. And so when I stepped away for a minute, I didn't know if you had talked about the academy. You just went to the academy.
I did not. I was saving it till you came back.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yes. Let's see. In the spring of this year, I went to my local police community academy and started out there. And it was a 6-week long process. And each night, it was 4 hours, I think. And we'd have dinner, and then we would go into learning about the police department and how it worked. So when I finished that, let me kind of back up. We went over the first night the budgeting of the police department and what it started out. They ran a police department on $53,000 a year, and they only had 4 officers. The police chief was also the fire chief, so he was double dipping.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we had crime scene investigation, where they set up a car that had been like a drive-by shooting, and we got to do the fingerprinting, dusting for fingerprints. The car had bullet holes, and we were able to look at it and say, how many guns do you think were involved? And I was a little bit ahead of the game because I knew what the shell casings looked like and which calibers they were.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they had like these cutouts setting out like a crowd, and I look at the crowd and see, and there's an older lady with a purse, and she's holding an AR. And then there was a guy that had on running shorts and a tank top. Everybody else in the crowd had on coats, and he was the only one standing out with just tank top and shorts. So I was like, well, I'm pretty sure that she didn't use the AR, but so maybe he did. And he was actually holding a cane. So that kind of summed it up there. We got to do the lie detector test. Then we had tactical night, where they brought in all their firearms for us to see what they had, how they used them, which I thought, the police officer would probably use a Glock 17 standard issue, but they did not. They use a Glock 45, and everybody's issued a 43X. So I was like, that's pretty interesting. And then we got to do taser class, and that was lots of fun. They didn't let us use real tasers or anything. They used some little fake ones, but we had a guy dress up in a suit, but when it would hit his Velcro suit, it would make the taser sound. And they gave scenarios of what would happen and so forth. And I'm just kind of a no nonsense type of person. So when he came at me, he had a hammer, I just tased him. I never even yelled out taser or anything. So I tased him twice, matter of fact. So I was like, okay, there's that.
And then punched him in the face. Huh?
Yeah. Well, they actually, on the taser, they have a body outline that tells you what's the no-no zone. Yeah. And we're not allowed to tase them. And the head is one of the places, because the probes don't really go through the bone, and it doesn't hit the nerves, and they don't, definitely not the heart area. So that was lots of fun. And then I got to do a police ride along.
Wow.
That was my biggest concern, was with being with a police officer. What if something goes down and you're down? What am I supposed to do? Because you won't let me bring my firearm here. And he was like, do you know how to shoot a Glock? And I was like, yes. And he goes, you know how to shoot a shotgun? And I was like, yes. He goes, here's the code. There's the backup Glock. Here's the code to get the ARs. I trust you. And I was like, oh.
Let's see what you're carrying in the trunk here. And they all locked and loaded.
Yeah. Everything was loaded. They had Mossberg shotguns. So I was very familiar with those, and showed me where all the keys are. We pulled over a lot of speeders that night. We pulled over people with marijuana. We actually had a call for a guy that had a warrant in Florida, and he was also had a gun. And so me and the officer kind of was like, I'm going to say he probably has either a Taurus or a Canic. And he was like, why are those two? And I was like, well, you choose. He goes, he's going to have a Beretta or he's going to have a Glock. Well, I won because it was a Canic. And then stolen. And it was stolen.
Oh, no.
And the guy would have never been noticed, except for that he was in the convenience store opening beer, drinking it, walking out the door. And then got in the truck. And somebody called the police on that. So, and glad they did, because they caught meth in the car. And both of he and the female that were with him were both intoxicated. So that was kind of fun. We got to also do DUI class. So we put these goggles on to see what it would be like being drunk. So
Drunk goggles, yeah.
Yeah, that was something. So once I graduated from that, I found out that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, which is Tennessee's FBI department, they had a class also. It was only 4 weeks long, but it was also 6 hours, so I wouldn't get out of there till like 10:30. And our first night was very entertaining. We got to use, let's see, well, first we had a crime scene, an actual crime scene that had happened. So they're like, if you don't want to see blood or you don't want to see a dead body, this is probably not where you want to be at this time. And so it's like, okay, let's go check it out. And watched, these two gentlemen had been shot and killed, and or two men. I'm not going to call them gentlemen because they were criminals. And so they did an aerial of the area, and there was only two houses there, the one that they were found out and one down the street. And nobody had ever called in about gunshots. And the other house was close enough to hear it. And I was like, they heard it. I bet that's where the killer is. Well, lo and behold, that's where it was. And we learned that most criminals, if you're listening, don't go to Walmart. That was the first place they went. So in order for the TBI to find out about this crime, because it was a small town and they were called in because it's just a town that has a sheriff's department, not really detectives or anything. And they were able to catch the man and actually close down a drug ring. So it was very interesting to know that all these messages that we have on social media, they can actually access that. One that does not allow them to access it is Facebook. So they have cyber crimes there. They talked about Facebook doesn't allow them because of privacy reasons, but they have been able to, for child pornography and human trafficking, they've been able to catch a lot of people off of social media. But Facebook is not one of them. So that has me kind of rethinking, do I want to support Facebook?
Yeah.
So that was one thing. And we also had these, I forget the name of them. There's these goggles that you put on and it gives you like a scenario and it looks absolutely real. And they gave you an AR and they said, there's human trafficking, go get them. And so two other people could put on the goggles and they could see exactly what you saw in them. And people were just walking around. There could be walls there and you could walk straight through it because, of course, it looked real, but it wasn't. And there was another lady that was there and she was like, I'm just going to shoot everybody because I'm sure they've done a crime to be in this area. So I was like, that sounds like me. The other part of the class got to go to the lab where they got to see 350 pounds of marijuana.
Wow.
And they had actually confiscated 900 pounds. And I'm like, how? And it was being delivered by UPS. So some people, for some reason, think that they can just get away with sending marijuana through the mail. UPS. And if they do it through regular mail, it's a federal offense as well.
Yeah, federal.
So I was like, okay, well, that's entertaining. We also did, like the cyber institution, we found out about Medicaid and Medicare, that they also go after people regarding fraud with that, doctors, and occasionally some recipients of those benefits. And I'm in healthcare and I work on the revenue cycle side. So it's like, man, I could just have that job. That would be great. Because I get to carry a gun and have a nice little badge. So, got to meet the director of the FBI, TBI, and see how they work within the state. All the alerts that you may see, like silver alerts, amber alerts, and things like that, they go through our TBI, and they actually work with other states that have their own individual Bureau of Investigations as well, and then the FBI. Then our last graduation night, we got to go to the the airport, which housed their planes and their helicopters. And we saw an actual incident where a police officer, I believe he was in Chattanooga, just stopped a guy to tell him, hey, you have out-of-state tags. Wanted to let you know you can't be on your cell phone. And as he got his car door open, the guy got out of the car and shot at the police officer. Shot at him I think it was 11 times, and then he ran. And it was an 11-hour chase, and this plane came in that had infrared, and they could see this man that was hiding after he'd been shooting at everybody. He was hiding in a tree and had his rifle right next to him because he'd been using that rifle, and his body was so hot you could see where he was laying. So that's how they caught him.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yes,
And
learned a lot of what not to do if I was ever going to be a criminal.
Yeah, and talking about those goggles, a few years ago, my mother's family get together and all that. One of my cousins' kids had those goggles on, and they're all playing with them and stuff. And they're like, "Here," my granddaughter goes, "Here, Pop, I'll put these on." I put them on, and she goes, "Put them on and look down." I put them on. I look down. I'm standing on the edge of a skyscraper, looking down. I'm like, whoa, no. Here, you guys, no, I'm not doing that.
The VR, they're called VR. Yeah, these are those kind make you think that you're there. These other ones just kind of like you could touch, and then it would it's not there. So you could see if set something on there, it's not going to stay there. It looked real, but you could tell it wasn't real. And it wasn't called a virtual reality thing. I forget the name, but I knew they were like a VR thing. And so I was like, that's pretty interesting. But it was 4 weeks long. It was a long 4 weeks, but lots of interesting things. Had two friends in there with me and got to meet a lot of interesting people. Even I think when they went in the forensic area, there was a man there. He was like drew pictures of everybody just sitting there, like it was just fun, and it was just perfect pictures of them all. And then they also have this wonderful room that would be in heaven because it holds every single known gun that's been made, and it rolls out like a library vault. Turn these knobs, and then these just shelves just keep coming out, and there are guns loaded in there forever.
That's Nib's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to meet Nibs.
Okay. Yeah, it was update being carried in most cities and states park buildings now in Tennessee. At that time, they did not say anything about that. They did that. There is something that's being changed. That was something with Tennessee Firearms Association, that they fight for our rights here in Tennessee. And the attorney is, I know his name, or I did know his name earlier, but he fights for our rights, and he did get some things overturned here in the state of Tennessee. We did have a law that said something along the lines of, if you are carrying a firearm, you're carrying it with intent. And that's been on the books for years and years and years. And somebody decided to sue the state over it as being non-constitutional. And it was actually overturned last week. So that's gone. They are looking into making us really a constitutional carry state, which we kind of are, but we have a lot of little rules that are attached to it. Good question, Bill.
All righty. Well, let's go over to the panel and let you guys ask Tennessee Goddess any questions they might have. where it's just whatever you'd like to ask her, and we'll just do this like anybody can speak up at all that wants to on the panel, and so
All right, I'll go first.
Okay. Don't be shy.
Do you have 22 LR rifles or pistols?
I do.
Can you tell us about them?
22 Magnum is actually my favorite cartridge right now.
Okay.
And my favorite to shoot with that would be a Walther WMP. And I do really like the Keltec PMR 30. And as far as a 22, I also love a 22 short. Okay. And I have a couple of NRAs, or excuse me, not NRA, NAA, North American Arms 22 shorts.
Okay.
That I like to shoot those. And then as far as rifles, I have a Ruger Light, and just happens to be Tiffany blue. And love her. She shoots very well. I also have a 2011 Olympic Ruger rifle, 1022, and I have a few 1022, 2215 rifles, ARs, and pistol wise. Let's see, Walther PPQ 22. It's one of my favorites also. Probably because it was 12 rounds where everybody else had 10 rounds. But then when I started shooting it, just loved it. It's very accurate. What else? I have probably Glock 44. Yeah, I do have one of those. The Taurus TX22 compact and the full size. I use my 22s a lot for them. I'm training new shooters to start them out, because not everybody, but most people are afraid of guns, and they're expecting a recoil, or as they say, does it have a big kick to it? Is it going to knock me down? Like, let's start you low. So we start out with a 22, and we have a lot of people that come to the classes that don't have them. So I rent mine out to them. But the Taurus TX22 compact and full size have been number one. I have one student that loved the Glock G44, and that became her carry, actually two. So now that's hers. And a lot of them have gotten some feedback from people saying, oh, you shouldn't carry a 22. If that's all they can handle, I'm okay with that. Number one, you have protection ammo that will help put them down. And my ER docs hate to see a patient come in that's been shot with a 22, because it is so hard for them to try to catch it. And the placement, it's just as deadly as being shot with a 45 9mm or even an AR.
Yep.
So
cool.
Yes.
Did you hear that, Jamie?
I'm waiting for them.
I was too silent and not.
I heard that. This is my response.
Oh no!
And it's
you gotta pull up 44 Magnum.
No, it's a 22 will kill somebody dead. There is no doubt about that. The problem is when I'm being assaulted with somebody with a gun, I want to stop the threat. A 22 is not necessarily going to stop the threat.
If they bleed out, they don't drop.
Yeah, it's going to take.
It might take some time, but it's placement too.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
If the 22, if you're aiming for the eyeball and you hit them in the eyeball,
You ain't gonna move.
That's Chad. We shoot like bulls like that.
Under pressure, though.
Bullseyes.
Under pressure, though, or is that?
Under pressure, it may not happen. And to be honest, I have a friend that was robbed and shot with a 22. And once I saw what happened to him, I'm like, you were just even shooting some copper. It wasn't even a hollow point that he was shooting, but he was shot, I think, 10 times in the face.
Ugh.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't care what caliber it is. I don't want to ever be shot. But
I
after I
want
saw
to be
him,
shot
and
with a potato spud gun. You know, I mean,
yeah,
you remember the gun you used to get that you stuck it in a potato and it'd shoot a little. Never mind. That's probably before y'all.
Hey, Jose, our problem will be we'll be sitting there telling them, wait a minute, hold still. We're reading the wind for the next shot.
That's right.
Well, yeah. I'd always heard the story how like the government, how they picked out the 45 ACP, which, was in, a couple wars, and they said basically, I don't know this 100%, but I've heard it said more than once, they were literally shooting cows and see what would stop and drop a cow, because they're like, we want the threat to stop and not, keep coming. And they figured if it took out a cow, then it'd be good for any human being. And so, yeah, I guess there's, some common sense about that, I guess, but
true.
Thus the 50 BMG was created.
Yeah. Well, I think my uncle was on the Korean War. I never met him, but my mom tells me. And the army used to issue the sidearm was a 38, right? I think it was a 38 back then. So I think some of the Chinese people were there too. They were involved, and these guys were full of opium, and they said they will shoot him and they will keep coming. So the army decided to upgrade that caliber, and the 45 came to be. And the 45 got stopping power. You got somebody on PCP or something like that, LSD. They can. You might have to place even with a 9mm. There's a video online of a police officer, a lady. These guys, she telling to back up, and the guy starts screaming, coming at her with a knife to stab. I mean, he's stabbing in the air. She shot it like 3 times, and on the 4th round, he dropped. So
that's something. Wow.
Yeah, and that's a 9mm. Yep.
That's crazy. And just to think, 45 is heavy.
Yeah.
It's
no, she shot it with a 9. She
Yeah.
had a 45. She had a 9mm. Yeah.
She had a 9mm, but I mean, at one point, I think they carried 45s.
Yeah.
And thinking of that, 45, just some of them only held 8 rounds, some were 10.
Mm-hmm.
And even now, I don't think you get more than 10 or 12, if that, but it's very heavy to carry. And then you got to try to have some extra magazines. I can't even imagine that.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you from that story, it's clear that she wasn't in your class. The groupings must have been terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all I can tell you is
Jamie says, "Give me 6 of 44 Magnum."
Yeah.
There you go.
All I can tell you is I shot a coconut. That dry coconut is hard. I shot it at 200 yards, and the first bullet cracked that coconut. So with a 22. So placement has to do a lot. Yeah.
Back during World War II, there's numerous stories of the Germans carrying their Lugers, and those are very nice firearms. But they were 9mm, and they all envied that 44 that the Americans had.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the 45 ACP is. I mean, they carried it for a long time for a reason. It works. And, y'all say, well, with all the advancements that's been made in cartridge technologies, the 9mm is really good now. And I'm like, all of those same improvements are standard for every round that's out there. And a 9mm might expand, but a 45 ain't going to shrink.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Or just like being hit with a door.
Or as Kyle says, a lug nut.
Yeah.
But I got a question for Tiffany.
Yes.
And you're from Tennessee. What do you know about Brushy Mountain Prison?
I've seen videos on it. I've never attended.
I want to go. That's a place we could meet up. I could go meet you up there, and we could tour the place.
Yeah. Isn't it supposed to be haunted?
Yes. But I'm not going that
Yeah. I'm more along the lines of I love history and everything, but that's I don't know.
Well, you guys have not heard of Brushy Mountain. I guess it's Brushy Mountain State Prison, or it was. They built it in, I can't remember. I want to say 1902. Then I want to say 1930. No, it was 1896. I'm almost certain. And it was built originally in those mountains up there. They call it the Mountain Alcatraz is what they call it. And it's surrounded on all sides except the front with mountains, and there were coal mines in those mountains, and they would use the inmates as pretty much slave labor. And in the 60s, they had to stop because the coal mines would cave in, and several of the inmates got killed. And so,
it was an operation started in 1896 and ended in 2009.
Who can tell us who their most infamous prisoner was? Not you, though, Tiffany. I know.
Okay.
You're welcome.
No, it wasn't the Birdman of Alcatraz because he was here in Springfield.
I got another interesting story about your neck of the woods too. Joplin.
Who would have been? Any guesses? Anybody? Was the person like from the South area or?
Allegedly. The crime that he committed happened in 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, Memphis.
April the 4th.
Yeah.
Gangster.
Ray?
James Earl Ray.
That's it.
Okay.
The alleged assassin of Dr. Martin Luther King. Of course, he swore he didn't do it.
Yeah. That's it. I did not know that.
He actually escaped once and tried several more times, but he's like most folks. He can't get out of the mountains. See, you put me or Hillbilly up there, and we'll be fine. You ain't catching us unless you come with the dog. But city slicker like James Earl Ray, he ain't got a prayer. But he eluded them for 4 days, but they caught him. Another interesting story from Joplin, Missouri. What happened there? I know you know, Hillbilly.
Tornado.
Yeah, that definitely happened.
Wiped the whole city out.
The Clyde Barrow gang was surrounded in a boarding house there in Joplin, Missouri.
Yeah.
And I think that was where Clyde's brother was hurt bad, and they had to leave him behind, but the rest of them got away. And they caught Clyde's brother, and I can't remember his name. I want to say John, but I don't think that's right. And his wife, and his wife went to jail, and he, I think, did he recover and they sent him to jail too? I believe.
Trying to remember.
He was shot in the head.
Yeah. And I know the story around here that like the old timers had told that Bonnie and Clyde actually came through here and hid out for almost a week at somebody's place. Like not like they weren't voluntary let them stay there. But yeah, and then from there is when they went on up. They were on their way to Joplin. So
Yeah, they nearly caught him in Joplin. Well, they nearly caught him several times, but one of the most daring things I've ever heard of is somebody breaking into a prison to break your buddies out so they can join your gang. And that's unheard of. But after that, that's when the warden of that prison, I think it was Henderson or Hendersonville, Texas. I can't remember, but yeah, he broke in there, got his buddies out, and if you guys hadn't seen that movie, The Highwaymen,
good show.
That's a good movie. Y'all should watch that. I don't know how historically accurate it is, but yeah, it's great to have Tennessee Goddess on with us tonight, man. I tell you what, love hearing those stories. But yeah, and another thing, y'all. History's important. We should learn it and try our best to remember it, or else we're doomed to repeat it, and we're better than that.
I agree. Definitely. I've been doing my family tree, searching out and trying to find where my people came from, and it's very interesting to find out that I think he's my third time great grandfather he was buried in our family plot, but he was removed by his slave owner and placed in their family plot.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, which kind of must tell that the slave owner was his father.
Well,
but he was there was court and everything to have his body removed and placed in their family cemetery. So I was like, that's interesting.
Very nice.
That is wild. And
yeah,
real quick, I want to thank Garage Guy. He just gifted 5 memberships, and the people that got those, the YouTube selects these. We don't have nothing to do with this, but the people that were selected for the free memberships is Leather Action 22, Sausage, Casey Robinson, and the Shaky Shooter. I like that.
I like that.
please Doge cards and Gangrene OW. So welcome. There's some names there that I do not recognize. So welcome. We do have a VIP memberships chat every Tuesday night at 8:30 Central, and my wife Ames, she's on here with me, and we just have a great time. And yesterday was Ames' birthday, and so we had a good time. That's one of the reasons we cooked out today too. My granddaughter, one of them, she helped me pick out. So I'm like, what should we get? Ames for our birthday, and we're on online looking, and so she goes, she don't have any Crocs. Everybody needs Crocs, and so she picked out a set of white Croc shoes, and so we got that, and then we were going to cook her blueberry cobbler, but we didn't have any blueberry pie filling, so I'm like, let's jump on side by side, run up to Dollar General. We'll get some. Got up there. They didn't have any. They had cherry and apple. But anyway, I'm like, so what do we do? And she goes, there's blueberry muffin mix. And she's 6 years old. And she goes, you can make a cake out of that, can't you, Papa? And I'm like, we'll give her a try. And so we did that. And actually the cake, 2 boxes, and it actually turned out really, really good. Real light and fluffy. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. And she picked strawberry icing to go over the top of it. So I could have done without the strawberry. But so we go to the card section. I'm like, okay, we got to get her birthday card. So I'm like, okay, here's all the birthday cards. And like, she can spell and read a little bit, or whatever, but and so I'm reading some to her. She's just looking at the cover of the card, That's what she was interested in. So she's like, I don't like that one. I don't like that one. So she comes up to one. It's got this puppy dog holding a wicker basket by the handle, and it's full of flowers. And she goes, this one right here. And so I look at it, and it's not a birthday card. It's like warm wishings from a friend. I'm like, well, this is not a birthday card. She's like, I'll write happy birthday in it. And I'm like, okay, let's get
It's a birthday card now.
And also, I want to shout out Jay Delta. Thank you so much. He did $9.99 super chat. Oh, man, thank you so much. Appreciate that. And you'll be making everybody's day better because we that right back into the giveaways. And so appreciate that very much. Same as the membership fees. So anyway, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys. And we'll be doing a drawing here just right after the bottom of the hour. So anybody else have any questions or topics or something?
I forgot to tell you guys what I had to eat today.
What did you
I've got
have?
one for you.
Sure.
So, join the controversy. What's your opinion on the SIG P320 issue?
Oh, well, I am co-leader to our ladies group. The other two leaders have decided that we are not going to allow anybody in our group with a 320.
That's a pretty strong opinion. Yep.
Yep. So I was like, I'm not a SIG fan by any means. I have one SIG and I'm not happy with it. It runs so hot so quickly. It just wasn't what I was thinking it was going to be. And even with the TBI, we went to the range last weekend and I shot one of their SIG ARs and it was suppressed. And it was so hot within 5 rounds going through it. I was like, I don't even want to shoot it anymore. It's not fun. I
got to say something real quick.
Go ahead.
The views and opinions of the guests on this channel do not represent and may or may not agree of this channel. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I don't want no SIG haters coming at or SIG lovers.
No, sorry.
I'm joking with that. That's
Too
all
late.
just a joke,
I
guys.
still have mine. I didn't give it away. I
Go
didn't
ahead.
sell it. It was there. It's hot. I need a. Let me tell you, I was at the range one day and this lady had one of those heritage rifles that part of it looks like that it is a revolver and it has the long, it's like a 16-inch barrel. And I was looking at it and she goes, do you want to shoot it? And I said, sure. And she goes, hold on a second. She reaches in her bag and she comes out with an oven mitt. And she said, you got to hold it like this. And I said, I'm pretty sure you don't have to. She goes, well, it gets really hot if you don't have the oven mitt. So,
oh my goodness.
So I was like,
yes, there
I've
is
got no words, but that's what it
one
made me
just
think.
like that right there in the corner in the box.
Yes.
And yeah, you do not, with a revolver rifle, you do not put your hand or your arm up there on the barrel.
Yes.
They have a little loop there so you can actually hook your finger, and that way you don't have to put your hand up there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So when she told me that, I was like, well, I think that is where you're supposed to put your hands at right here. And she was like, no, that's, for you to rest your trigger finger. And I said, can you get your trigger finger there? And she was like, no, I just had to have this gun though. And I was like, okay. She wasn't hearing anything I had to say, but I was like, it just made me think I need an oven mitt. But I mean, I powered through, and I have a P365 Hughes and it shot very well. It was just hot.
Jamie knows that picture that I have up there. That's another reason you don't put your hand forward on a revolver.
Exactly.
You might not have your fingers.
That is true.
Yeah, we'll bring that up there. Yeah. That's the reason.
The Ruger 454
right
Casull. Yep.
Wow.
That's awesome timing on the picture too, man.
I was just shooting high speed and got lucky on the video.
See, the whole concept of the revolver rifle, do we really want that right next to our face? No.
Yep.
No.
Yeah. Like I
My
said,
same
I
view
have
on
one,
bullpups. Yep.
and I actually have bullpups too. But yeah, I mean that little rifle's fun, and it actually shoots really, pretty good. But I mean, is it practical? That's a whole nother issue. But I'm gonna have to get like a arm length welding glove and go out there and do a video now with mine.
Yeah.
At
Don't
night
forget to
time.
bring your oven mitt just because.
Oh my goodness.
Just because it's cool, man.
Yes. I've shot a P320 and it was very nice, but again, it just wasn't my thing. And I want to say when I first got with this ladies group, we were on the news and everybody had this one SIG, and I want to say it was a 320. And the newscaster goes to shoot and the trigger bar breaks. Then the lady in the next bay, she goes to shoot and the trigger bar breaks. And I was like, what's going on? And so at that night we had 3 that had problems with their guns. And that's one thing with being in a ladies group. Sometimes everybody likes the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we end up having a lot of the same things. Me, I'm adventurous and I end up with a lot of different things. We have another lady that she plays the lottery and goes on to some of these web pages or that offer raffles, and she'll drop $25 in a raffle and win something. I think she's won 12 guns so far.
Wow.
She paid, I think it was $10, and the gun that she won was worth $4,500.
Oh my goodness.
And it's very rare. I'm not sure what kind it was, but she had people reaching out to her from all over the place saying, hey, I'll give you this for it. And she's like, no. And I was like, it's just going to be a safe queen. That's okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that was she's lucky that way.
So I don't know if anybody else has any questions, but I will say this, and hopefully it's a fairly quick answer so other people can ask. I know that you help teach other ladies to shoot and stuff, and that's why you don't have videos of that, because it's a lot of women shooters and everything. You could probably get some really good footage, but keep doing something like that, we understand, not everybody wants to be on video and stuff. But what has been something that during the training and stuff I use with, may not have been just a woman, but even a male or whatever. What was the silliest thing you've seen?
Oh, the silliest thing other than the oven mitt. I would say there were, I think it was last year, we were at an indoor range training, and we get down there and there were these 3 large men, very tall, from Boston, and they were shooting without eyes and ears on an indoor range.
Oh,
and one of the gentlemen had no idea how to shoot, and they were shooting a 45, and he came back. The recoil came back and hit him in the head.
Ooh.
And he had a burn mark and a nice bruise, and I believe it started bleeding. So I was like, okay, I told them before, you guys have to have eyes and ears on down here. You can't. And they were like, just go away, lady. Just go away. We know what we're doing. Oh. And it's always something that has to do with safety that I just can't even imagine. Loading a firearm behind the line and you have people in front of you or standing there talking with the gun and finger on the trigger.
Oh.
So it's, those are safety things. Probably the silliest thing I can think of would be when we were shooting pumpkins and we hadn't got our lines how far back we were going to shoot, and we were pretty close, and somebody was shooting hollow points and it just came back and exploded and splattered on all of us. So I was like, yeah, so we need to be further back. We're going to be we're going to be a little over 3 yards. We're going to try for 4 now, because I think we started out at 2 yards and that just didn't work. So it was a big mess, but it was fun.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, I've had eggnog, all kinds of stuff, splatter all over me, but it was at point blank. So, I mean, it was, for a video. And
well, I noticed that when we go to our outdoor range, there are cows and there are donkeys around. For some reason, when the ladies get there and we start shooting, the cows and the donkeys come all around on our side of the range, and they just sit there and watch us.
Man, check this out.
Yeah. And when we're done and we lock up everything, he will catch the cows going over the fence to come back to the same area that we were shooting in. And he's like, I have no idea. It just has to be a group of you ladies here, and you're always, because we have the IDPA pistol bay area at his range, and they always come back. I'm like,
somebody learned some nice perfume.
It's probably me. It's really, really weird, because he allows us ladies to use the restroom at his house because it's there on his range, and then he has a porta potty out there for the guys. And then now there's new neighbors have moved in, and he's had to change the times. So we have steel targets out there, and we love to shoot steel. Also, when we shoot steel, the berm behind it, the cows will come back there. That's like, it just makes any sense. They will be back there, and we're like, what if a casing hits? And we're trying not to hit the cows, but they're behind the berm. I don't get it. So just don't get it. But trying to make a jack-o'-lantern out of with your gun is not easy. Hickok makes it look so easy.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it is definitely not. Definitely not.
So, anybody else got some questions for Tennessee Goddess?
Anyone? Well, I will caveat to your question. One of the reasons that we don't always take pictures of the ladies on the range, because a lot of them, or some, have had incidents with domestic violence or the police department with anything, or they've had a stalker. And they just don't like to have their pictures out there. Or here in Tennessee, Vanderbilt University and the University Medical Center, they are not 2A friendly. So they don't want their employees having firearms, basically. So some people can lose their jobs from it. If we have a big group thing going on, we will put tape on the back of the shirt to let them know, hey, this is one that we don't take pictures of at all. It usually goes in the back of the shirts. If one says they're okay with it from behind, they put tape on the sleeve. And if they don't want any at all, it goes on the sleeve in the back. So that's just to protect them.
Yeah. Well, good deal. Yeah, that's real smart. Yeah.
We try.
Yeah. I got a question.
Go ahead.
I got a question for you. Now, this comes from when I first got married. Every holiday, I would try to spend as much time with my father-in-law as I could at 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the jail. He was a bail bondsman. And then finally, that part of Indiana and all of India now went cash bonds. And so that kind of killed the bail bondsman business. But I learned from him two things. One is everybody he's ever bonded said they're innocent. Every one of them. But the second thing was he said there's two things he'll never bail. Maybe you can relate to that and things you would never do. But one is any kind of child abuse, and the other is domestic abuse. He would not write the bail. He'd walk around and leave. And I don't know if you could relate to that kind of thing, I'm sure as well.
Yeah. And also we have two questions out here. I believe you might know this fella right here. Warren says, what is your favorite caliber?
He should know that. It is a 22 Magnum. I don't know why it's my favorite, but it is. But it will actually go from 22 short to 22 Magnum and probably a 5.56 and then 9mm.
I'm with you. I love 22 Magnum.
Yes.
I have a Marlin lever action 22 Magnum. I got Kel-Tec PMR 30. I love 22 Magnum.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that, no doubt.
Yeah, there's something about it. I did learn my hard lesson of if somebody wants to shoot it, don't have a new shooter. Shoot the 22 Magnum because it's too loud, and it usually scares them off from not wanting to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that lesson actually taking my mom and my brother. My brother's not a new shooter, but my mom fairly was. And when she saw it, she was like, that's loud and it had fire coming out. I'm done.
Yeah, it does have fire coming out.
Yeah. And she was like, Mom, why do you think they call it a firearm? She was like, oh. Now she shoots it perfectly fine. She's okay with it. It was just that first bullet.
Yeah. And then also Bill Dye asks, do you prefer teaching using semi-auto or revolver to start out with?
I have some people that are just no for a semi-automatic, and we do work with their revolver. But I really like the semi-automatics best for me. That's what I learned on, but I'm more comfortable with them, and also feel sometimes you may need more rounds than what a revolver has to offer. You know, and if you're in a situation where you only have 6 or 8 rounds and you need to have 10, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know, it's to me, it's not very quick to load a revolver. I've not gotten to that space in my life. I went to a women's, we have what's called a retreat down in Mississippi, and we come down there, and there was he was this champion revolver shooter of some sort, and he was loading the gun and unloading. He was so quick, he could do it so fast, and I was like, yeah, I can't do that. And he was 357s and 38 specials. He could just flip them around and he was good to go. I was like, well, I just have no idea.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
For the people I know, you say you have, at least for some people, recommended, or at least if they are comfortable with 22 long rifle, whatever, you're okay with them carrying that for self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in that case, would you recommend a revolver over a semi-auto in the fact that rimfire cartridges tend to have problems sometimes with detonation upon hammer strike, and a revolver allows you to advance to the next cylinder and try another round, whereas you might jam up a semi-auto and have an instance where you have to clear it?
Well, we do in our classes, we teach you how to clear if you have any type of jam. And we've had just a situation just recently where someone did bring a revolver, and they couldn't even pull the trigger on it. It was a double action, single action. They couldn't get the hammer back. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. If you've got
It is.
hands and you can't get the hammer back, or you have hammerless and you can't pull the trigger, but then you go to a semi-automatic, you can't rack the slide. That's another thing. You know, what are you supposed to do then? You know, you don't have very many options, but now that a lot of the 22 long rifles are coming out with more capacity and the slides are a lot easier to rack, that's what I suggest them trying to give it a try. I don't shame anybody on any ammo that they carry or cartridge or caliber. It's personal preference. And if that's all you can handle, that's all you can handle. I have ladies that have come in that their husbands, you know, you don't listen to her anymore. You're going to carry this 9mm or you're going to carry this 38 special, and they can't handle it. They limp wrist, or they can't, the recoil or the something is not good for them, or they can't even, with arthritic hands, they couldn't even hold onto the revolver. And that's hard. But
I will tell you right now, I'm in my home and I'm dressed in workout shorts, basically.
I thought you were going to say he's winning the pun it. No.
Anyway, and I have an NAA mini revolver chambered in 22 Magnum, and that's what I carry because it's really lightweight.
Yes,
and
I'm a big fan.
And anything you carry, as long as you've taken it to the range, you're familiar with the operation. Don't carry anything you're not familiar with shooting or can't shoot accurately. That's the rule. Get good with it, then
advance.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a I think he used to be a USCCA attorney, and his thing was, why do you keep going out and buying all these guns? Are you proficient with the other ones that you have? And, you know, stop and thought about it. I was like, you know what? I need to be as proficient and have muscle memory with every single firearm that I have, so that I can, if I want a different one or something, I need to be able to handle it. My local police department, when I think it's probably been about 20 years ago, they all carried their own different firearms. Nobody had the same one. Somebody had maybe an SD9, or somebody had a P320, or somebody had a Smith & Wesson. If something happened and they needed to borrow or use the other officer's gun, nobody knew how to use the different guns. So that's why they all switched to the Glock 45. And so now everybody's the same, which I was like, I never understood why they just chose Glock, but now I do, after kind of attending these classes and things.
Good points.
Yes. I do suggest to everybody, if you would look into your local police department, your state highway patrol, your fire department, even if you have a Bureau of Investigations, to see if they have community academy. It has been very interesting. I'm trying now for the Tennessee Highway Patrol, my local fire department. We also have these emergency vehicles here in Tennessee that if your car breaks down, it's called TDOT, Tennessee Department of Transportation. So I want to do those too. So if they ever need backup, they can just call me.
There you go.
I'll be ready. Police officer told me today, he said, as much training as you've had so far, you could probably just go and walk in and get a badge and be good to go, because you've already had all the training that you need for the courses. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's do it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, my wife, Ames, and my youngest daughter, you know, we went out and shot, you know, a few of the pistols that I had. And of course, they didn't like any of them. And I don't know why they don't like a long barrel 357 Magnum. But no, I'm joking. I didn't let them shoot that. But, you know, I basically told them, like, go to the gun store without me, you know, and, you know, put your hands on some stuff, find out, you know, what you feel comfortable with and all that. Don't buy anything, but get, have them write down the names of them and stuff. And then, we'll go from there. And, that's what they did. And, Ames, she really liked the Easy Slide. And, well, both of them did. And just because being able to, rack the slide. And for the people out there that might not know, if you think, oh man, an Easy Slide, I ain't gonna be caught with one of those. That's a lady's gun or whatever. The reason it's easy to slide is because it is a hammer fire, not a striker fire. It is a hammer fire. And that is why it's so easy. And, takes less pressure to rack that slide. So, don't be embarrassed. I mean, I got plenty of hammer fire, pistols that I'm not embarrassed about at all, and so having one in a semi-automatic, configuration like that, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Ames ended up going with the 9mm Easy Slide. My daughter actually, she just didn't like the recoil, and she ended up going with the Smith & Wesson 22. Because her deal is she has a young daughter, and she's like, I'm more than likely going to have one hand on my daughter, and I'm going to be shooting one-handed. I don't want to have to worry about recoil, And I'm like, that's fair enough, whatever you feel comfortable with, and so.
Well, that's great. But you know what? After a while of her shooting at 22, she's going to then probably say, I need something a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
My sister is a new shooter, and I got her first 22, and she loves it. She'll never get rid of it, but she was like, I want something more. And so she's been shooting it now for over a year. It'll be 2 years in December. And she's like, I need a 9mm. After she shot, I think I let her shoot my Walther CCP. She was like in love with it. She was like,
Yeah.
This, I want this. I'm like, that's great. My two female cousins drove 3 hours just to come and take my state concealed carry class. And both of them, I was so impressed that they were quarter size and they passed their state concealed carry with all 25 rounds through the center mass. I was like, and you guys have never shot before? And they were like, twice, but it wasn't for pistols. I'm like, oh, okay, it's in our DNA.
Yeah. And like Helping Man said back up here earlier, he says, took mother-in-law to the range. She could not hit the target with a 38 revolver. Got her Smith & Wesson 380 Easy and hits the target every time. So, yeah.
Yeah. And some of the ladies are now interested in having a red dot or a green dot. Husbands have told them, you need a flashlight on that. You need a laser on that. And then you can have a green dot on them. It's like, you're putting all that stuff on there, but you also have to realize, can she manipulate all those things? And great job in sending them to go and find something that they may like. The one thing when you send ladies to a gun store, I always get questions or like, ma'am, can I help you? Can I interest you in this 380? And I'm like, no. Oh, you do know those are 45 bullets, right? Those are 45 ACP. That's probably not the gun you're looking for. No, it is. So sometimes it's great to have a guy with you because I always ask the guy questions and he usually says, oh, it's her that's getting this, not me. And they were like, oh. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I can't thank that young girl that has a YouTube channel, Autumn.
Yes.
And
Army.
Yeah, she I know, like a year ago when the feds are going to switch over to 10mm, and they're like, it's got too much recoil, and she's like, I can single-hand this, bam, 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 and all this little bitty girl.
Yeah. I saw her with Iraqi vet 88, and she was like, "Well, when are we going to shoot guns? Are we going to shoot guns, or are we just going to sit here and talk? You can drink the chocolate milk. I'm going to shoot guns." I was like, "I like her."
Oh yeah.
Yes. So very, very interesting. And that was another reason to belong to a female group, is because we all have different guns. You may find something that you like. In December, we opened up our post about coming to our group, and we had over 65 women that said they wanted to come. We had a lot of husbands that were like, "This is so great. I'm sending my wife, I'm sending my mother, I'm sending my sister, sending my daughter," which was wonderful. But then the husband would say, "How did they like your class?" I'm like, they didn't come. So, he was like, "What?" I set them up with my guns and everything. Where did they go? I'm like, "Oh, we went and had lunch, and we had breakfast, or we went shopping." Lunch. Okay. And then they showed the next. Yeah. But the husband's
Real,
like, "You're
real
coming
quick,
with me?"
out there on the side chat, I want to say hi to Cyclops Joe and Fuel and Firepower. They just jumped in. Howdy, fellers.
Hello.
Good to see you. And let's go ahead and give away a multicolor skinny knife. And I got it right here. So we'll give everybody just a minute here to get their hashtags in. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and I will pull up the giveaway tool and get your hashtag HBN145 typed in the side chat, and that will get you entered in tonight's giveaway. And so right there it is. And real quick, I'll show you what we're giving away tonight. And this is the multicolor skinny knife. And even the blade's multicolor. It is really cool. It's a neat knife. Got a pocket clip on the side of it here. And also has, some people call this a glass breaker. 2 Live Moo calls it an icebreaker. So you break up ice for his mixed drinks. So, I guess you can use it however you'd like. So get your hashtags in there. We had 25 entries. Alrighty. Everybody just a quick second longer. And get my book out here so I can write the names down of the winner. So, Tennessee Goddess, since you're our special guest tonight, would you like to give us a countdown, and we'll give this thing a spin? And you do have to be present to win, and you do have to live in the United States where I can send it to you. And the state, so far, all the states have not been a problem except for one, and they wouldn't send it to that state. So, anyway, give us a countdown.
So let's start at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go. Round and round she goes. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy. Congratulations, buddy. I just seen you put your hashtag in there not very long ago. You were not the last one, but yeah, I've seen yours up there a ways. So if you wouldn't mind, say something on the side chat so we know that you're still here, buddy. Ah, there he is. He says thanks. Awesome.
Congratulations.
So, Fluffy, email me at AmericanHillbillyUp@gmail.com. That is scrolling across the bottom. And give me the name and address that you would like that sent to. And if your real name's not Fluffy, include your real name, but also include your handle here. So, which I think I might even have your address, but go ahead and send it to me anyhow, buddy. So, yeah, here we got a rigged out there. Congratulations. Congratulations, buddy. Oh my goodness. And we're gonna be winding this down. Jamie, I know you must have to jump off here for church. We'll let you go first if you'd like to.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting you, Miss Goddess. Thank you for joining us. You've just been a breath of fresh air, and obviously you pretty up this crowd quite a bit.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for being here, and
Give her a higher bar there, will you?
again, I hope your team won today. It's great to have college football back. Y'all find somewhere to go to church in the morning. You'll be glad you did. And check us out Friday nights at 8 o'clock on the Georgia Shooting Connection channel.
Mm-hmm.
And thank y'all for putting up with me, and I appreciate y'all having me on. Thank you.
All right. Well,
Hi,
thank
Jamie.
you so much for being here, Jamie.
Nice to
Everybody,
meet you.
Jamie.
Go check out JH586 and the Georgia Shooting Connection. Always fun over there on Friday nights. We have them, and then right after that, we got Kentucky Rimfire, his live show. And Chad texted me a while ago. He said, man, he said he'd been up all day since early this morning. He wore out, so he had to go count sheep. So anyway, so Gary, what you got coming up, brother?
Well, got a couple of videos on some knives that came out this past week, and I've got a couple more that I need to do this weekend. Of course, Monday night is Labor Day, but we are going to go ahead and have my live stream Foul Territory, and that is at 9 p.m. Central Time. So love to see everybody there. And then I'm probably going to take about a week off, go do some traveling. So
All right.
Nice.
So go see some family and stuff like that. So I'll let everybody know the schedule Monday night for sure. But right now it's looking like I'm taking off Tuesday morning and probably be gone about a week. So anyway.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, that's what I got going on. As always, thanks for having me. I sure appreciate it. And Tennessee Goddess, it's been great meeting you.
You as well.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being here tonight, Gary. Appreciate you, buddy. And everybody go check out Gizzard Gary. Go over there and subscribe. Do yourself a favor. Great channel. Check out his, not only his content, but his live show. Always fun. No doubt about that. And Mr. Bob's reminds us, don't forget about the DM Foss's overnight mouse party. It's coming up later on. And then we also have living in Southwest Virginia. He's got his link out there. And also Ron 2A Matters. So go check them out as well. Hasbro, what you got coming up, brother?
Well, did a little bit of shooting this holiday weekend amongst working and other things like that. So you finally get to some of these characters contests that I haven't been able to do and having some fun with that, but spending a lot of money on ammo, even though it's 22 lately. Jay Delta knows what I mean there. Ammo's not cheap. But doing that stuff, I do have, Hillbilly, if you don't mind me saying, you can tell me no. I have a giveaway for the members of my channel. Mm-hmm. Right now, you get a 100% chance of winning.
All right.
So you're in. So I went into my local gun store, and they had knives you could purchase that were for the NRA. So we've got a couple of different really kind of cool knives. I'm going to be sending those out. This is something to do to be nice. I appreciate everybody that's likes and put ups with what I do on my channel, and I just try to have fun.
Oh, yeah. Great channel, always fun. Everybody go over and check out Hasbro's Hide. Great stuff over there. And I mean, you can go back and look a little ways. You know, you can see a 9mm rifle blow up on him. So
you can, and that rifle works perfect now. But I'm glad I got all my digits.
Exactly.
Oh, one other thing, by the way, after our live stream last night on Chad's, I did start officially the And Shoots Anonymous channel. The J Delta, you need to join that.
I gotta buy one first. I'm working on it really hard.
So we'll have a channel for everybody that that's into and shoots rifles. So
yeah, I'm working on something right now. See if we can work out something. So I'm working on a Super Match 54. So we'll see.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Anyway, we're gonna have some fun on another channel with a kind of a special series of 22s.
That'll be pretty
All
fun.
right, that'll be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to do and shoots, and then in parentheses or something put and she shoots.
Yeah, that's true.
She shoots, yeah.
What the country folk say.
Yeah.
And she shoots. All right. Well, thank you. Please, everybody go check out Hasbro's Hide. Thank you for being here, buddy. And J Delta, what you got coming up?
We got 3 videos coming up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We are doing the my friend Jimmy let me borrow that Anschutz 2007-2013. We're shooting 10x, and can't remember the one on Tuesday, but on Wednesday we are shooting Aguila Subsonic. So it did pretty decent. So you got to go check it out. And then right before the show started, I'm working editing a video for the last group that we did with RWS R50 with that rifle. So that will be the following Monday.
All right. Good stuff.
Thank you for having me tonight. And it's a pleasure to meet Tennessee Goddess.
Nice to meet you as well.
Well, thank you so much, J Delta, and everybody go check out J Delta 22NC. Great channel. Always fun over there watching that, and it's the same as everybody here. Do yourself a favor and subscribe to their channel. And appreciate you being here. And Tennessee Goddess, I know you don't have videos coming out, and we do have her link up there posted at the top of the chat. So make sure you go there and subscribe to her channel and just to support her for all that she does for the 2A community. But you want to tell us anything you got coming up?
Let's see. We have this next weekend is going to be the Tennessee Firearms Association's annual meeting, where we get together and we're just talking about our 2A rights for the state of Tennessee. And we have a guest speaker. Last year it was Donald Trump Jr. I'm not sure who was going to be there this year. This will be my first time going, but we were able to get 2 tables worth of women and spouses that are going to show up there. And then again, it happens to be Warren's birthday next Saturday that somebody kept posting there. So maybe take him out to dinner somewhere.
All right.
To celebrate. Maybe he'll get one of these nice Ruger t-shirts.
Oh, awesome.
If he's listening.
So, guys and girls, make sure you go and check out Tennessee Goddess and subscribe to her channel. Show her some love there. And we sure appreciate you so much for being on tonight. It's been a pleasure and fun to have you. And you definitely learned us a bunch of stuff. So that's great. And I got coming up. Me and my grandson, 4-year-old, we did go out and shoot the Red Ryder BB gun today. So had fun doing that. And then got the old Tonka toy loader and dump truck that I had when I was a kid. And of course, moved some gravel around out there. And so that was always fun. Just had a great time, here. But videos coming up, man, I got a lot of stuff. We got a new suppressor in for 22 long rifle. It's only for that, and real excited to see how that sounds. We have a Viridian dot video that's going to be coming out, and then of course we have 2 more bolt guns, AR bolt rifles from Bear Creek. We already did the 350 Legend. We got the 300 Blackout coming up and the 8.6 Blackout. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to that. So anyway, enjoy everybody watches this show and watches my videos. I appreciate you all so much. And we're going to leave you all with this evening, folks. Remember, God, family, and country. Make somebody's day better, will you? And if the good Lord's willing, the creeks don't rise, we'll be seeing y'all again. We love you. Everybody say good